There are ships, there are warships, and then there is the aircraft carrier. India currently has one, INS Vikramaditya, but hopefully if everything goes according to plan, then the Indian Navy will have its second aircraft carrier by 2022. It's called INS Vikrant, which is Sanskrit for courageous. Now, incidentally, India's first ever aircraft carrier, commissioned in 1961, was also called Vikrant. The new Vikrant, currently undergoing sea trials, is the biggest ship made in India. Its spec name is IAC-1, which means the Indian Aircraft Carrier 1. It is higher than many apartment buildings. It has 15 decks. It weighs around 40,000 tons. It is propelled by 4 American-made General Electric gas turbines and can speed up to 55 kilometers per hour. Now, don't roll your eyes. That is pretty fast for this giant of a ship. INS Vikrant can carry 1,500 personnel. An aircraft carrier is different from a warship because it has the ability to carry fighter aircraft and helicopters on board. INS Vikrant will carry 2 squadrons of the MiG-29K fighters and 10 Kamov Ka-31 helicopters. It will also be home to the MH-60R multi-role helicopter and the indigenously manufactured advanced light helicopters. The aircraft carrier's strike force will have a range of over 15,000 kilometers with Barak surface-to-air missiles to give aerial protection to the vessel. Now, the basic design of this indigenous aircraft carrier was done by the Indian Navy's Directorate of Naval Design. Then, it was detailed out by the design team of the Cochin shipyard, where it is ultimately being built. Rajnath Singh, India's Defence Minister, went on board the IAC-1 recently to have a look and spoke about why Vikrant was very special.
Indigenous aircraft carrier boasts of nearly 75% of indigenous content, from design to steel used in construction to key weapons and sensors.
The ship has a length of over 260 meters and a breadth of 60 meters. It has 2 takeoff runways and a landing strip with 3 arrestor wires capable of operating Stobar aircraft, including the indigenous LCA. Stobar is short takeoff but arrested recovery. Simply put, it is a system used for the launch and recovery of an aircraft from the deck of an aircraft carrier. When this is the configuration, then the ship has an upward curved runway that allows the aircraft to take off at a shorter distance. The project, like most defence projects in India, is running late, this one by 4 years. The plan was for INS Vikrant to be inducted by 2018. Now that induction will happen only by 2022 if all goes well. And it will coincide with the 75th year of India's independence. That is the plan. Now, INS Vikrant has met many a speed breakers since it was planned some 20 years ago. In 1999, right after the Kargil War, India decided it needed to build its military muscle. An aircraft carrier was needed and India would get one, said then Defence Minister George Fernandes. In 2003, the Ministry of Defence approved the design of the 40,000-ton INS Vikrant. Construction began at the Cochin shipyard only 2 years later in 2005. After careful planning, INS Vikrant was scheduled to be launched into the water in 2010. Here too there was a delay. It made a splash only in 2013. The final delivery of the aircraft carrier 2 got delayed. It was to happen in 2018. Now it should happen by next year, that is 2022. Once INS Vikrant is handed over to the Navy, there will be extensive sea and aviation trials. This should go on for approximately 2 years. The final commissioning of INS Vikrant, therefore, will be happening only in 2024. INS Vikramaditya is the only aircraft carrier with the Navy right now. It is out of action at the moment and is undergoing maintenance work. Old war horses like Vikramaditya need the time out to keep themselves sea fit. In its previous avatar, Vikramaditya was Baku, an aircraft carrier that was commissioned in the Soviet Navy way back in 1987. It then went to the Russian Navy and was christened Admiral Gorshkov. But post-Cold War budgets were small, operating it was very expensive, so it was decommissioned in 1996. It caught India's eye that was looking to expand its capabilities. In 2004, it was bought by India virtually free, but its epic refit was super expensive, $2.35 billion. 10 years later, in June 2014, it was inducted into the Indian Navy as INS Vikramaditya, a ship that is as brave as the sun. Vikramaditya can carry over 30 aircraft, including MiG-29Ks or the Sea Harriers, Kamov helicopters, Sea King, the ALH Dhruv and the Chetak helicopters. With 22 decks and a capacity of 1,600 personnel, the ship can sustain itself in the sea for 45 days up to a range of over 1,300 kilometers. The Navy has insisted it needs a third aircraft carrier in the face of China's aggression in the seas and its disturbing presence in the Indian Ocean region. But a pandemic-hit economy simply does not have the money to acquire an expensive strategic asset. And aircraft carriers are very expensive. INS Vikrant, for example, comes with a price tag of over 20,000 crore rupees. Officially, China has the world's largest navy, but interestingly, it has just 2 aircraft carriers in service, Liaoning and Shandong. The US has 11. Their deployment in the South China Sea irritates China no end. As India races to induct INS Vikrant, China is going full steam ahead with its third and largest aircraft carrier, known for the moment as Type 003. It will be China's second domestically built aircraft carrier and the largest ship that has ever served in the Chinese fleet. Now, not much is known about it, but after analyzing satellite imagery, experts are saying it will be 320 meters high. That is almost double the height of the Statue of Unity. Under construction in Shanghai, it is set to take on America's latest carrier, the Ford class. Type 003 is expected to be powered by a nuclear reactor and will have electromagnetic catapults that will enable it to launch aircraft with more firepower and greater range. China is on a shipbuilding spree and the PLAN operates 360 ships, which is 60 more than the US. By 2025, the Chinese Navy will have 400. China has tripled its battle force in the last 2 decades, and by the looks of it, they have just started. India operates 150 ships. The ambition is to go up to 200 by 2027.